Welcome back to Starlight Shadows, another spine-tingling, hair-raising, shocking episode as we dip to the bottom of the very dry well. Tonight, we will present you with 20 spine-tingling, pickle-tickling, hair-raising toys. To my left is the man you love him, you hate him, you can't stand him, Dom Martino!
Boy, I hope I counted right and we actually have 20 toys to show off. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
10 each, isn't it?
It should be. It should be.
Yeah, that's 10 plus 10 equals 20.
I know that, but I don't know. I just wanted, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. You know, like, I didn't count yours. I was just assuming you had 10. Okay. But we all make mistakes, is my point. But, hey.
That's the energy you want to follow up with after that?
No. I
put my heart into that.
No, I wanted to tell you what I got back into. You did a great job.
I watched 10 Papa Meat videos just to steal that energy, steal that intro from him, and that's what you follow up with.
You did a nice job.
Make it sound like I don't know how to do my job. Is that what it is?
You did a very
no. And kids, this is some workshop. This is behind the scenes. Sam and I have been having turmoil for a while.
Yeah.
Say it, Dom. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
I've been playing Lego Star Wars again.
Oh, that's nice.
And
the video game?
Yeah.
Or the toys?
I forgot how fun it was. No, the video game. I forgot how fun it was. The Skywalker Saga. It's actually, of all the recent games, it's the best one, I think. It's just addicting and you can play all day. The open world is great. It's much more vast than the open world in Outlaws, which a game I liked. I liked Outlaws, but the Lego Star Wars one is much more vast. I unlocked Tarkin today and Max Rebo. And Max Rebo in this game is hilarious. So you should check this one out, Josh. Have you played the Skywalker Saga, the new one?
No, I haven't. I played the originals.
It's like $10 right now. You should.
It's $10.
It was like $60 when I bought it.
It's $10.
Deal.
$10.
$10. Yeah.
No, because once you buy it, then you gotta, the energy you use on your PC, and then your electric bill goes up because you're gonna be playing it all day.
Mr. Bones is a playable character.
Let's open up with that. Max Rebo. Ooh.
No, Mr. Bones.
Does he talk?
Playable. Yeah. They all do. What's that?
Good. Yeah. Oh wait, I know that because I played it. Yeah, I played it at someone's house, and I was laughing because he kept going. Here I go. Here, we don't name drop on this show. We don't talk about people's business and what video games they own.
Okay. What
if you don't want to know that? Now you're sued for defamation. Way to go.
No, he actually, I think he told me that he also thought it was like the best Star Wars game as a recent. After playing it again and getting back into it, I agree. Yeah. Really good stuff.
That sip of coffee was cold and miserable. Remember something about you, Dom?
Mm-hmm.
Cold coffee. How do you feel about it?
Well, like if it's iced coffee, that's fine.
Right? Iced coffee is fine. But if it's normal coffee that goes cold,
isn't that weird?
Gross.
Isn't that weird?
It's like a spit. It almost feels like spit.
It's weird.
I don't know
how we're fine with iced coffee, but if it's like normal, you make a good point. I never thought of that.
It always perplexes me because I'll drink an iced coffee. If this was iced, I'd be drinking right now. Even if the ice melted and it's a little watered down. Fine.
Yeah.
This, I take a sip, I want to vomit.
It's fascinating how that works.
It really is.
I never thought of that. It's very interesting. But welcome back to Starlight Shadows. I'm Dom. That's Josh. We are going to be talking about our favorite Star Wars toys today.
I already covered this when I did the intro.
You did, but just reminding.
Well, you're overdoing my intro now.
Yeah. You know who? You know how like
you're calling it George Lucas. You had it perfect, and you're like, well, I want to redo it and put in the dancing alien.
No, but you know how like radio hosts, they'll remind people like.
Oh, I know radio hosts. I know radio hosts. Don't talk to me about radio hosts. I know radio hosts.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. Well, we have 20 toys, as Josh said earlier, and we're going to run through them now. Josh, I'm assuming you have your list pulled up. I also have mine. I have some.
I don't.
I'm going to show
but
up.
I can.
He's going to get it pulled up, and I'm going to show some of mine off in person, and I'm very excited for that. And yeah, Josh also has 10 very cool ones. So interested to hear his list. And actually, more so, I know a couple of them. So I'm very interested to hear the background on some of these that you had me list today because I had to make the graphics. There's one that I found to be fascinating, which we'll get to.
I think I know what it is.
I was like, I'm pretty convinced that you owned this certain one, but I'm not sure. We'll get to it.
If it is, yeah, and I have a story to go with it.
Perfect. All right, man. Well, do you want to start us off today?
I'll let you. How about you?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start off with the ones that I don't own. And this first one is one that it's on my dream list to own, but I don't own it currently. I've been looking for one, and I know you can just get it online. I get that, everybody, but it's a lot of money, and it is
Where's the thrill? The thrill of the hunt.
Exactly. It's the thrill of the hunt. That's what makes this fun. And it's the Luke Skywalker Bespin hot toy. That's my first one there. Really love this figure. I mean, like most hot toys, incredibly detailed. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film. And of all the Luke hot toys I've seen, this one stands out to me the most for whatever reason. And yeah, man, what do you think of the Luke Skywalker Bespin hot toy? This on your dream list? In
general, it's not, because I have my dream list, hot toy Luke.
Oh, and okay.
That is Jedi Knight Luke from Return of the Jedi. And then I have Clone Wars armor hot toy of Anakin. I love hot toys.
Yeah, me too. They look great.
I got several. The problem is they are very expensive and a big rabbit hole.
Exactly. So you understand when I haven't purchased one.
And if and the boxes, you want to keep them so all the stuff's put together. And then the boxes are big. But you don't want to throw out the boxes. The box are really nice. It's a nice box.
Exactly.
It's just,
exactly.
It's an issue.
That's my hesitancy too. Even when I got my most recent lightsaber I bought was the Sabine one, and I was just hesitant to throw the box away. I still had the box. I didn't throw it away.
Those boxes I don't like. I don't like those.
I didn't mind this one. But
I've become very particular on, like, if the box's function is good. Like the hot toys, because it has a slot for every accessory. And I don't know if you've ever looked into an accessory for a hot toy.
Yeah.
Second market.
Yeah.
Like if you lose a gun, it's like $100.
No, I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that online. Yes. But yeah, man, that's on my dream list of things to own. Most of my not owned ones are because of the price point. You'll see in a little bit why. Although there's a couple that, aren't too bad. I mean, there's two I'm probably actually going to get here pretty soon, but we'll see. But yeah, anyway, Josh, go ahead with your first one.
All right, I'm going to go with an oldie but a goodie. Back in the day, when the prequels came out, they put out these, like, I don't remember the exact price. It was like, I think $9 for these plastic lightsabers that would clip onto your pant belt.
Yeah.
Those right there, those beauties. So it's a little star display. Now, mine was a episode 3 one, but it was the exact same model, the exact same everything. But it was red because, come on.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, do they still make these?
I don't think that they make them in the same, like, design. Like, they're very different than the ones we had. I mean, they have plastic ones still, but it's not even like, and most of the ones I see in the stores now are off-brand. They're not even like Star Wars branded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, like Target has like Light Blade.
Yeah. And it's just not the same as they used to be. I agree that these were the coolest. Yeah.
But pull up that graphic, Jeremy. Pull that back up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if you see here, kids, where the little button is, it has a down arrow. You push that down and flick your wrist, and the lightsaber would shoot out.
Yeah.
And it's 4 separate sections.
Yeah.
Probably work 10% of the time, and you'd have to pull out the rest.
Yeah. Exactly.
But in my little neighborhood here, as a wee lad, every kid had them, and we would legit just do little lightsaber duels with those, and that was like such a peak shot. Like, you didn't walk out of the house without that attached to your belt. If you wanted some trouble.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite moments in Skeleton Crew was Wim and Neil playing lightsabers, because it reminded me of those right there, those plastic things. And one of my favorite ones was the Mace Windu one that came out with the Attack of the Clones. The Attack of the Clones line of those was probably my favorite. Because you had the Mace Windu one, which was the first purple one to come out, and then you had Yoda's, which was smaller than the rest of them, which I also thought was so sick. But I think I had a Luke Skywalker one, a Vader one, and I think I got that Qui-Gon one there too. And I'm sure I had to have had the Maul, because the Maul you put, it was 2 pieces, right? And
there's a. Yeah, well, I think it was sold separately, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had the Maul.
Yeah, it was like a deluxe packaging. Yeah.
Yep. I definitely had the Darth Maul one. But yeah, no, those were fun, and I remember using those with friends to recreate the Mustafar battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith, for sure. I had Obi-Wan's as well. That was another one I had. So yeah, that was always fun. That was the playground days, man. Those lightsabers were so dope.
I think they were banned at my school, but you would have them like after, in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I think they might have gotten banned at mine too, come to think of it. You might have
because they were like hollow plastic. You could wax on us pretty easy.
Oh yeah. You really could. I mean, it would hurt. When you got, actually, I remember getting hit with one just in the arm, and it stung pretty good as a kid. I mean, yeah. And I do remember, like, if you would hit it hard enough, they would eventually break. And I remember having flimsy plastic after a while. You know what I mean?
That was those weird white stress lines they would get on them.
The white stress lines. That's exactly the image I just had in my head talking about that. Yeah, because that was always just so much fun, though. And sadly, at that time, we couldn't just go buy another one. Had to ask the folks to go get us one if we broke one. And yeah, that was one of the tragedies of those things. But
every day I left my house, my parents look at me and they say, "Come back on your shield, or don't come back at all." I go, "Yes, guys."
Yeah, I remember having it wasn't the exact same thing, but it was similar. For some reason, I ended up with like an off-brand white one as well. I don't know why, but
I remember those, and they had a really bright light inside of them.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother took it apart, and so it would just shoot a bright light into your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like the middle section, he would take off, and there would just be a bright light, and you could blind someone with it.
Yeah.
I remember that
for sure. Yeah. Anyway, my next one is something we were kind of talking about last week as far as the appearance of this goes. But it's I don't own this, but it's the original Leia Return of the Jedi with the combat poncho, the Kenner figure. Really want to get this one. And yeah, I hope to very soon on that. That's just because, I mean, it's my favorite Leia appearance, as we were talking about last week in our Heroes podcast. We also just the fact that it's like an original, you just kind of want to have it. I love the Kenner figures. I have so many of them. Not a lot of like the originals, but there's a couple that I definitely are on my dream list. Is this a Kenner figure you would buy personally, Josh?
Yeah, it's on the list. I really want it.
Yeah.
I have I found a loose one, actually. It wasn't too badly priced, but
oh, cool.
I'd rather just get the end package.
I'd never buy it loose. I was gonna say it would just be packaged, but
I would buy it loose because I mean I do have loose figures on my shelf, so it would look good on there.
Sure. Like I'd buy loose for a display purpose, but I wouldn't buy it loose until I had the packaging, if that makes sense. Like I would want a second one loose. Yeah, but that's just me. That's just my OCD, so to speak. I would always want to have them packaged first. But yeah, that's one I've been kind of after. Don't own it yet, but it is one of my favorite Star Wars toys that's been made for sure. Anyway, Josh, what you got next?
I'll just follow your footstep real quick, and the Return of the Jedi Luke, Jedi Knight styled.
Did I grab that? I'm just kidding. I have it. There you are.
I mean, if not, I showed on the show last week. I do own this figure. Dom was with me when I bought it. It is one of my prized possessions. Mine's not as good packaging as that. It's a little bit lower grade because there's some tears on it. But I mean, I adore the figure. It's one of my favorites. I think it's really cool to own. And it looks really nice on the shelf. It's kind of like the centerpiece of everything.
Yeah, I'd get this one, probably not original, but I do think it's a really cool figure. So I'd probably get like one of the re-releases.
I got a re-release. Remember that re-release I had of it? It was like modern styled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up selling that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Because I just ran out of room. I'm like, I have nowhere to put this. But yeah, I did have the.
But yeah,
every issue
you got
of
the
it.
original now, so you don't.
Yeah, it's like I don't really need this. It's just it was impulse when I found it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that original. Was I with you when you got that one? I can't remember. I think I was. Yeah. That is such a cool.
I told you, it's like you need to be with me when I buy this.
Yeah, I don't remember which shop we were at, but I definitely remember you buying it, and yeah, definitely one of the coolest figures for sure. I like I said, I would definitely get a re-release of it. I don't know if I'd get the original. Maybe someday, maybe down the line. But it's not a priority.
Well, it's funny. They remanufactured this figure for a with it's the exact same figure and everything design wise, and it has Grogu with for Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, but it's so dope. I still love that Return of the Jedi Luke appearance. I mean, as much as I want that Bespin hot toy, my favorite Luke Skywalker moments are from Return of the Jedi. So I would want that figure still. Yeah.
Little trivia I learned about this figure. So there is a variant of it out there.
Really?
Where they packaged it with a blue lightsaber instead of green.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty rare to find, but there is a variant out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, I would definitely get it down the line for sure. Just not something I'm in the hurry to grab, sadly. But my next one I want to show off is another hot toy, and you probably know which one this is. I don't own this yet, obviously, but it's the Sabine Wren hot toy. I think that this is, of all the images of the Star Wars hot toys I've seen, this is one of the best ones they've made. The appearance is really spot on. Sabine Wren's my favorite Star Wars character, so obviously this is one I'm very much after. Down the line, man, at some point I will grab it. It's that price point, man. They got payment plans, Dom. I know.
You got payment plans. Here, I can break it down for you real quick, because on www.sideshow.com they have it available for $276. So it's flexible payment plans, interest free for $82.83 a month.
I know, just a
down payment $20.
Just a commitment.
Shipping this month.
Just a commitment that I'm just not.
I'm just saying, if she's your favorite character, and you don't own it,
I'll grab it eventually.
You know who one of my favorite X-Men is?
Who? Oh, D20 or X-23.
Yeah, you know what I did the minute they announced it?
Yeah, I
bought it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's not going to be here for like another year. I already bought it.
I know. That's you, not me. But
no, that needs to be you.
Not ready to make the commitment quite yet.
Make the commitment.
Not quite. But
commitment. I heard a rumor. I'm going to tell you a rumor I heard. That they will cancel Ahsoka season 2 if you don't buy it.
I don't
just
believe
a rumor.
That at all.
Just a rumor. I heard it.
I don't think
I heard it from a guy.
Any power to do that.
I heard it from a guy at 7-Eleven. That's
okay.
All I'm saying.
All right.
He seemed like he knew things. He told me things I didn't know.
Since it's a rumor, I'll keep it in mind, but I won't take it seriously. However, such a cool hot toy, and eventually.
Not that cool. Not that cool.
Pretty cool.
No, not that cool enough for you to buy it.
I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying not right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's available right now.
Right now.
Payment plan, $20 deposit.
What toy you want to bring up next, Josh?
Let's see. The Sabine Wren hot now. Let's see here. What are you? That's a good follow up for that one. You know, I like how you're pulling out all this new stuff, and I got memory lane going on right now. Well, back in the day, what's follow up? So what went great with the Star Wars children's hollow piece of plastic that you'd whack someone with? None other than the Darth Vader Episode 3 voice changer helmet.
Yes, I agree. This thing is very, very nice.
What a fun toy. It was very high quality for its time. I think it was only like $30 when it dropped.
Yeah. Any kid that did not bug the shit out of their parents with this thing is what are you doing? I mean, come on. We all had it.
And then it had the Velcro on the neck. So if the chest piece was there and you could push it, it would just do the constantly. Oh my god.
It really made you sound like Vader too. Like it really worked. And
I remember doing the no joke over and over again with it.
I just remember the only downfall to it is like the helmet just didn't quite fit my head. But I didn't care. I wore it all the time with my plastic Darth Vader lightsaber, walking around with that. I think I even had the cape to go along with it. I'm sure it wasn't the exact cape, just a black cape that I wore around. And
Dumb.
yeah.
You have no eye for fashion.
No, that's not.
You don't get the joke.
No.
Seinfeld.
Oh.
Frank Sawyer.
Yeah.
Larry David has the cape.
Yeah. I remember. All right, very good. But yeah, that helmet was awesome. I missed that helmet. I missed the chest piece that came along with it, like you said, with the Velcro. And yeah, those, I don't know, man. Those buttons did cool things. That's the best I can say. And
I think one turned on the voice changer, one did the breathing, and one did quotes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, I would always hit the ones that did quotes all the time. I think eventually what happened is like the voice changer part of it like wore out or something, like the mic that you spoke through. And I remember what was cool about that is how like the actual like helmet piece would detach from the.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The helmet would detach from the helmet. I don't know if that makes sense, but the
faceplate would detach from the
yes. And I always thought that was cool because like I would take the thing and like I was Vader himself. You know what I mean? Just as a kid, it was just that was always awesome. And yeah, I think you're unlocking memories. This is so embarrassing, but I think I even bought like a bald cap so I can like have the bald head too, like under it, so I can like really feel like Darth Vader. Like I remember Spencer's Gifts had those like bald caps for children, and I got one. And I remember walking around Sears as a kid with that bald cap on. And I got it. I remember this guy walking by and he just went, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" I So embarrassing. But
was he shocked by a child? Wait. Was he shocked because you were a bald child? Was he shocked because you had a bald cap? What was that?
I think he thought like I was actually bald and my head was like my skin was detaching or something. Because the bald cap wouldn't fit tightly onto my head. Yeah. It was just like yeah, so I just remember getting pointed at and that guy like freaking out at my head when I was a kid. Walking around.
That man never went back to the mall since.
Yeah, well, look at that. You're unlocking memories. Love it, man. Love it. Love memory lane. All right. So my next one is another one I don't own, but it's very, very high on my list and not the cheapest thing in the world, but you can find them still to this day. Is the original Luke Skywalker Kenner figure.
I have that.
Yeah, this thing, look how awesome that is. I definitely want the original. It's so cool. What's funny?
It's all right. It's gonna be me being nitpicky. But the image you used for it is one of the re-releases.
Oh, it is. You're right. Oh my gosh, it has the retro sticker. Yeah, my bad, guys. Even the images are not easy to find, guys.
It's also like
no, you're right.
It's just
you're
like
right.
$5 down the road.
Yeah, no, I should have grabbed the original.
It's the same figure.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah. Also, you got to find an image that like you can actually remove the background from, and that was another struggle to making these graphics today. So I do apologize. But
it is what it is.
It is. But anyway, it does look like the original though, and yeah, I don't want the one that has the retro sticker. I want the original, and you can find.
Now, there's a variant of that too, where he has more brown hair, right?
Yes, I have seen that. Yes,
okay. I don't want. What would you rather have?
But what's that?
What would you rather have?
Other half.
Yeah, the brown-haired style or the blonde? Which one?
Oh, rather have. I'm sorry. No, yeah. the blonde. I like the blonde. That's what I'd have. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
That's how it looked when it came out. Now, is this yellow thing actually supposed to be the lightsaber on this toy?
Mine has. Yeah. So it was a tube, and you would pull it, and it was like,
Yeah,
it was
that's what I
cheaply
thought.
done.
That's what I always heard about that figure, and that always fascinated me that it was yellow at the time. But yeah, this shows how much detail they put into
It's
those
like
things.
the original I have for Return of the Jedi. It's similar to that, but I think it looks a little bit more like an actual sword.
Right. That's crazy though. I still love this figure though, regardless.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic.
It's awesome. I'm not gonna pull it up again because it's not the actual one. But you guys know which one I'm talking about. The original is one I'd be after, and it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it is.
So,
dang it.
Here's a question. Let's say you found one out of package, right?
No.
Let me. Can I finish?
Yeah, you may.
All right. Because a lot of people do now these vintage figures. So, because of, they are getting older, so the boxes are degrading and all that. Which will happen with time.
Yeah.
And the bubbles are cracking. They will take that original vintage figure, and they will actually get the figure itself graded.
Okay.
Have you ever seen one of those?
I have, but I don't know if I'd be interested in that necessarily.
Yeah, I think you do that.
Don't think so.
See, I think they look cool like that because you have the accessory display next to it.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
The nice,
teach their own.
The nice L-shaped lightsaber.
Teach their own. It's all good. I just wouldn't personally be interested in that. But yeah, glad you would be.
Well, all right. Let's say we're out and about. What's the highest you would spend on that?
Man, really pushing it right now. 500.
Okay.
That's like if I had no other option, but I've actually found it cheaper, believe it or not. And I don't need it to be pristine, but intact. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. I mean, like, but it wouldn't be like right now purchase. I'm just mean down the line if I really got desperate, like way, way down the line. But that's just because it's the original, like that's why. Yeah, no other. I don't know if I'd ever go 500 on any other toy, but that might be like the one.
The one that you would that be your was that your ultimate grail?
Yeah, I would say so.
So let's say like
hold nearest and dearest. Yeah,
you had a co-host that like knew how to eBay really well, and then he just found one for $288 by now. Would you like the link?
I'll look at it, but okay. I like I said, it's not going to get purchased right now. I have things to save for right now that are not toys, but I will glance at it, which is pretty cool. What's your next toy, Josh?
Let's see here. Cat sneezed. So the next one I am presenting for your consideration is not necessarily just the toy itself, but the entire line of the toy, and that is the toy I use to present is the Power of the Force Thrawn.
Okay.
But in general, I mean, what a better Star Wars line than Power of the
No, it's true. I have so many of them.
How wide it's spread, how many there were, and what makes them great, the packaging's cool.
Yeah.
The playsets are so much fun, and they're insanely cheap.
Yeah.
I think that Thrawn, like, when I got mine, and I got it signed by Timothy Zahn, it's on the wall, I think I spent only $20. But that's, like, still the price it's been forever. Like, they don't really go up in value, but that makes them nice because they're easy to collect and have a lot of them.
Yeah, that one I also own. Don't have it signed, but I would like to maybe have Zahn sign it at some point. I might be seeing him in a couple months, so I'll think about it. Either way, I wasn't able to grab it before the show today. I grabbed a bunch of others, and my stack was getting too high. I thought about grabbing that Thrawn to show off, but I just couldn't swing it. But that is, yes, one of the best Power of the Force toys.
Do you have a favorite Power of the Force?
It might be that one. I have another one. Okay, it's that one and another one. The other one I'm going to show off here in a little bit.
I think I know what it is because it's one of the ones I'm after.
Okay.
If it is what I think it is.
Okay. But yeah.
Did you find it at a certain trade store?
I did find it at a shop.
Okay, I think it's the one I want.
But no, Josh, I lied. The one I'm going to show off, that's my favorite one I actually ordered.
Okay.
Yeah, so no.
Okay, so it's not. Okay.
Yeah. Not Power of the Force, but similar boxing for it, like similar packaging. Shadows of the Empire toys are also super dope.
Oh yeah, well that was part of the Power of the Force. It was like
yeah. It's not like exactly the Power of the Force, but it's like a what would you say, like almost a variant of Power of the Force, like
it was just an offshoot.
Yeah, offshoot. Yeah. Also super dope though, just to talk about Power of the Force a little bit more. Yes, but I have many Power of the Force figures.
Yeah, they're so easy to find and fun to collect.
I have two. I would say Thrawn I still hold a little higher than the other one I'm going to show off, but the other one I'm showing off because it's so unique. And that one I did find at a convention. And then my favorite one we'll get to is one I ordered specially for. Anyway, I guess I'm up next. Sorry, I'm taking a drink there. My code red. Gotta grab my stuff.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something while you grab this. You know what I like about this episode better than the last two?
Why?
Look how fast you're getting through this list.
It's true. This list is a little quicker. You're not wrong. This list is a little quicker. A little more concise this time around, which is nice.
Ooh, last week. Ooh.
Yeah. So Josh,
I barely had a voice.
You were not only with me when I purchased this, you were with me when I got this one signed. So this is one of my favorite ones I'm going to show off here. It's my Sabine Wren Kenner. This one, obviously, because she put the quote on there, just shadows in the starlight. Signed by Natasha, not Tia, for you folks at home. This one is just fantastic. It's a great figure on top of that. One of my favorite Sabine figures that they've made. I just love the card back for it. I think it's fantastic. It's her, in front of that when she's walking away from the mural, going to meet up with Ahsoka. So I always loved it for that. But yeah, this is just a special experience, special weekend. So had to show this one off. But yeah, you were with me, so you knew how awesome that weekend was, and we had a great time.
That's really good. Yeah, one of the best cons I went to. If you guys get the chance, check out Steel City Con.
Yeah. One of my other figures actually is going to be from Steel City as well that I'm showing off today. So, this one is Sabine being my favorite character. This one I hold near and dear to my heart. So, Josh, what's your next one?
Let's see. For such a beautiful figure as that, Tom, I'm gonna let you make a choice real quick.
Sure.
Never mind.
Okay.
My options like, oh, do you want childhood or something? I'm like, all these are childhood.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The one that you have questions about, should I just save that for last?
Sure, I don't care how you do it.
Okay. Yeah. So,
although I'm eager.
I'll save that for last. So there's this cool line that came out years ago, and once again, I picked this as she's one of my favorite characters. Is the Force Unleashed line?
Okay.
Which were not really, they were toys or figures, but they're more of statues than anything. It's Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, this one right here. Yep.
I mean, that's a toy that came out, I think it was like $20 in 2003, and look at the detailing on it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, actually, so this is one that you sent over to me that I actually hadn't seen before today.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's very
dude, I've loved that figure since I was a kid. Mine's broken because I was a kid, but yeah, like they're basically just little statues.
They're very cool. And then
if you look at the rest of the line, like there's a great Palpatine, a great Luke. The Palpatine's also because he's shooting out lightning. Like it's always them like in an attack pose. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, this is a really neat figure. I was surprised by the detailing on it. First of all, I've never actually seen one of these. Somehow this completely eluded me.
I think that one in particular doesn't really go for that. Like, I think they're only in the $30 to $50 range still.
Oh, really? Okay, wow.
Yeah, because I've been after one for a minute. I just want to find it somewhere.
I might get one for display, man. I mean, it looks really, really neat.
Look into the rest of the line too. Like they're wonderful.
Yeah, that's very cool. I didn't realize they had actually. That was an actual thing.
They were super dense.
They look dense. Yeah. That's really nice. Yeah, man, I love that. Asajj, obviously, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. One of my favorite characters too. So
If do you look into the packaging on it though, because you see like that she's in that launching pose.
yeah.
And there's no front with the front blister card or blister,
Okay.
but how they had her package is she's like sideways and shooting up. Like it's so the toy looks weird in package.
Oh, I
It's
see.
one of the ones like I don't care about the package, I want it loose because it just looks bent and weird. Like what is this?
So you would really just buy it to take out and display?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean those were meant to be displayed.
I got you.
A lot of times because the accessories will cover the figure too.
Yeah, I'll take a look at some of those. Really quick too, I wanted to point out, like, I like how the lightsabers like got like that triangular thing going on too with that. That's pretty neat. It's got a neat little nuance to it. Yeah, but a lot of fun, man. I'll look into that.
That was like the I mean, we still haven't seen her in live action, but that's the closest we've got of her looking.
That's a good point. Yeah,
like a real person.
Very much. Yeah, very close to a live action Asajj, I suppose. Anyway, my next one I own. This is my favorite Power of the Force figure that I special ordered. Never been able to find this one in a shop, but I'm sure it's somewhere in one of the stores that we go to. I just haven't found it or come across it myself.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, when you find Power of the Force, like there's just rows.
Exactly. So maybe I just missed it or something. But this one also came in, and this was also in very good condition. Was the other reason I ordered it. But it's Lack Servac, the Wolfman. This is actually my favorite Power of the Force that I own, and I love it so much. He must have one too. That must have been where you went. Oh, nice, very nice. We're twins.
Out, but yeah, I have them too.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I love this figure. This is obviously the Wolfman is special. He's not as obsolete anymore since Skeleton Crew. But
hold up your card real quick.
Yeah.
Do you have a different? What's your action scene?
Oh, you know what? It's hard to tell. Oh, it's the one in the cantina.
So mine is. Where he's talking to the worm?
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
I didn't know if there's a variant on this or not.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's the same one. And yeah, to have him in the cantina for the action scene as well was also such a huge benefit to have in this figure. Obviously, the character is no longer in A New Hope, so that's why I love this figure so much. But yeah, you want to talk about the Wolfman since you have one too?
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's kind of like what you said, because that scene no longer is canon or on Blu-rays or what have you, legally, and so it is kind of like a piece of lost media. It's a cool little figure of him. I mean, who doesn't love a Wolfman?
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I think I found this for $5 because
it wasn't that bad. No.
One of my go-to shops had this, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely coming home with me.
Yeah, even ordering it, I must say, it wasn't that bad in price. It was decent. I didn't spend a ton on it.
And like as a kid, that was one of my favorite scenes when it comes to just red-eyed Wolfman. You're like, what?
Yeah, want to know more about that guy, and then now he's gone. But back in Skeleton Crew, I don't think it's the same Wolfman, but
no, it's not the same character, but same species.
Yeah, which is awesome. I'm glad they have at least that species back in Skeleton Crew. That was one of the excitements of watching that show. Anyway, Josh, what's your next one?
I'm gonna go. It's the sister figure to the one I just showed. It is the original Clone Wars Asajj Ventress figures.
Yeah,
I actually got this figure as a kid before I knew who she was, and I just thought she looked so cool.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. It introduced everyone to this character, but this toy is what made me a fan of that character.
Yeah. No, this is the one I remembered. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the art design of her with no pupils. I know over time we lost that with animation style changing and all that, but her with no pupils was just so menacing.
For sure. Yeah, that's the toy I remember seeing as a kid. For sure. I guess you can call it the Cartoon Network line.
I think they call it the Micro Series. If I remember right.
Series, that did come out with the Micro Series. Yeah, so, but really, really enjoyed that figure. Actually, I think I've seen a couple in different various shops and never grabbed it.
There's one not too far from me. I still need to grab.
Yeah, actually, my favorite Asajj figure is the Clone Wars one, and I have one of those.
Which one?
I'm sorry, the I think it's No, yeah, sorry, the Clone Wars one. Yeah, just the regular like Clone Wars line that came out. Like it was like with the animated series, not the micro series.
Oh, okay.
Like a
Because
Clone Wars.
I have one that I don't know if I have her nearby. No, she might be packed away somewhere.
Yeah.
It's part of the Clone Wars line, but it almost looks like a real person again. Like what a live action Asajj would look like.
Yeah, I think it's the one I have. I think it's the one I have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where it looks almost fine.
I know what you're talking about. I think it's the one I have. Yeah. Yeah, it's got like on the siding of it, it says Clone Wars, like the entire Clone Wars line.
Yeah.
I have her and Kit Fisto.
Oh no, that's like I just yes, yep, you're right. The siding says Clone Wars.
Yeah.
She has like the cape.
Yep, that's the one. That's my favorite Asajj.
I love that figure's really good too.
Yeah. That's the one I own. That's my favorite one. So yeah, I'd never picked up the Cartoon Network line one, but I have seen it, like I said, in various places we've been.
Yeah, I never rebought it.
Yeah. It's a cool figure though. I just remember that line as a kid though. I remember seeing it in stores. And, yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm next. I was about to tell you to go next, but it's me. Josh, you were with me when I purchased this at a shop, so you can attest to this. I got this at a very good price considering. And it's the Anakin Skywalker Kenner original. This thing is so dope. With the Mustafar card back. It's fantastic. It's kind of hard to see this one. I'm not taking it out of this little packaging here though for you guys to see it. It's just fantastic. I like that this one still has the free Boba Fett sticker on it. That's the benefit of this one that I thought was really awesome. But yeah, I mean this is my favorite Anakin Skywalker look as well, as you know, with the robes and everything from Revenge of the Sith. If I had like an Anakin Skywalker look, I know a lot of people like the Clone Wars armor. I also love it, but if I had a preference, it's this one. This is the look I gave him in the Battlefront game. You know, this is the one I go with. So this figure means a lot to me. I remember being so surprised that I found this. I remember it was during the run of Ahsoka when it was airing. I think all of us were like after an Anakin. Like we all wanted to get. Isn't that the day you bought the hot toy? The Clone Wars armor?
So what happened was I went there that day to buy the hot toy of Anakin and the Clone Wars armor.
Yeah.
And then my brother pointed out that they just got in the Twin Peaks deluxe box set, which gave us the hot toy, like it's not a hot toy, but it's basically a hot toy of Dale Cooper and Laura Palmer. And Twin Peaks is my favorite show of all time. So that $400 figure got bought, and I got Anakin down the road.
Okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't that day, but I went to that day to buy it.
Yeah.
And I think I even said to you, one of us has to buy an Anakin today.
Right. Like we were all, I think, wanting an Anakin. And I remember I felt lucky because this one was, I had kind of wandered off from the group and I saw in the glass case, this was in there, but it was kind of tucked away. And all I saw really, Josh, was the Revenge of the Sith at the top. And I didn't know it was Anakin. That was all that you could really see because of where it was tucked. And I was like, don't tell me that's an Anakin. And so I had the guy like open the case to look at it, and sure enough, it was. I was like, yeah, it's an easy yes for that, and especially for the price. It was like it was. Don't get me wrong, more on the expensive side, but under $100.
Yeah.
So, you know, like and yeah, this is just one of my prized possessions. I love this figure so much. I'm so glad I found this, and trust me, guys, if you're Star Wars fans and Anakin fans, this is like a must-have. Like this thing is, it's genuinely. When I look around at the toys I have displayed, this is one of my most proudest, you know, on display. Like it just looks so cool. So yeah, glad I had that one. Josh, what do you got next?
Let's see here. So back in the good old days of Revenge of the Sith, which I think my fondest Star Wars childhood memories probably is around that movie, because that was like, you know, I was about to become a teenager, and then this movie comes out that's just angst, like the heroes lose, let's go. But there was this I remember being very excited because I was a fan of the micro series, and another character I loved was Grievous, and they were putting out the more realistic Grievous for the movie, and it's a special action attack version. I don't know if you had the graphic for that.
I did not.
You didn't?
No. So, okay, here's what happened. So I saw you sent me a thing of Revenge of the Sith toys. So I thought you were just wanting me to talk about. I thought you were just wanting to talk about the.
I was just gonna talk about that later, but throw that on. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually grabbed for the Revenge of the Sith line. I grabbed the Anakin and Obi-Wan Mustafar duel for that. Yeah. Yeah. But
no, it was a Grievous,
right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was just going to be that figure because it was like a really detailed Grievous.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get the figure, but it would be in this line, guys, for the audience. Yeah. But yeah.
Because his cape would come on and then his arms would shoot out. And it was just really well detailed. It was like
I've seen the figure. It's super dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I played with this so much as a kid. It was just a fun get.
Yeah.
But that was around the time, like even on the ones you showed there, where you can see the quality of them were starting to go up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'll just show something off from that line since I have it right here. It's the Vader from that line.
And look at the packaging.
Yeah.
The Vader helmet looming over.
Yeah. I mean, I love that pretty much all the backgrounds were like Mustafar themed. You know what I mean? Like you always have like flames behind all of them.
I sent the Toys R Us toy display too. Not if you got that.
I did. I love that. I was just trying to figure out how to work that into the rest of the my style of graphic. That was the only one I really struggled with as far as like, you know, the ones you sent me for the most part, like actually fitting it onto that thing that I was doing. But that's a really cool image. And if you guys remember back in the day, the way it looked in the store, like it was just awesome to see all of those things lined up. But you know, various toy shops, you can still find that Grievous that you were talking about. I've seen it multiple times. It's really easy to find it at multiple toy shops and
flea markets too.
It's not, you know, it's not that badly priced, and you know, even so, a lot of those Revenge of the Sith line ones are still pretty fairly priced. You know, there's one or two rare ones that are going to be a little bit more expensive, but for the most part, they're still fairly priced, and it's definitely one of my favorite lines. I know we were with James, I think, when friend of the show, when he bought these two that I have here. So yeah, the Mustafar dual ones, but yeah, man, sorry, I didn't grab that Grievous. I didn't know that's what you were referring to.
You're good. All good.
Yeah. That's yeah, I should have gotten clarification on that. My bad. I thought about that.
All good.
Anyway, my next one is one we were just talking about too, I think on our Heroes podcast. But my next one is the Black Series Mando, but the carbonized.
Oh, carbonized, yeah.
This thing is just so cool. This took me forever to get too, by the way. Like I was trying to find one at a decent price. They're not the cheapest things ever online. You know, I remember our when ThinkGeek was a thing, I remember they had a bunch of these and I never grabbed it. Well, part of that was that we hadn't seen the Mandalorian series yet, so we didn't know how it was going to be. And had I known it was going to be so good, you know, I would have grabbed this one right away. And I remember going back to ThinkGeek and my heart was broken because they were out of these once the Mando show aired. And then online, those people were charging out the ass for them. But yeah, I finally found one at a toy shop for a really, really good price. So I'm very happy I was able to grab this one finally. And there's a Kenner one that's also carbonized that I have. But if I had to pick between the Kenner and this one, it's this one. This is the one that I love. But I love that they both also have the, like you were mentioning last week on the podcast, the original armor.
His more makeshift.
Yeah, nothing against the new armor too, but this is like I just love I loved how lived in this armor felt, you know, and it goes with the packaging so well, you know what I mean? There's something about the carbonized version that just goes with the packaging, or it goes with the armor so well. It's just I love this figure. Very, very cool Black Series. I love how the siding is silver as well. That I always enjoyed, and gold on the back, and so really cool figure. Can't recommend it enough to everybody. But again, a little bit more on the expensive side if you try to get it online. The cheapest way is in a store. You know, if you could find it, they usually sell it cheaper in stores. But and granted, my packaging there, it's not perfect. It's got some scruffs on it, to be fair, but it's it's not bad either.
Well, that material it's made with, it really shows shelf wear really.
Exactly. It's hard not to scruff up in a way. You know, It's like if you own it, it's going to get scruffed, just even if you don't touch it. And Yeah, it's just easy to scratch.
Paid over time too.
Yeah, exactly. But I do love the figure, and I'm glad I own one finally. Anyway, I think that was Toy Pit I found that at. Anyway, believe so. Anyway, and they had a good price. Yeah. Anyway, Josh, what's your next one?
These are always cool and kind of harder to find down the road. The Star Wars comic packs.
Yes, I have that. Hang on. I'm having trouble finding it, but I know I grabbed the graphic for that. Give me 1 second on that. Gosh dang it, where did I put that one? Actually, you know what? I must not have uploaded that one. I have it though. Hang on, guys.
No.
Give me 1 second here. Go ahead and talk about the figure, and I'll find the.
Yeah, so they did. Back in the day, they did the Star Wars comic pack. So basically, it was a partnership with Dark Horse here, and a lot of Heir of the Empire is what they did. And so you got a comic. It's usually like a random issue. I don't know if it was ever like just a set issue for all of them. There it is.
Yep.
So you got the comic right here. It's issue 5, Heir of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a Luke and a Mara Jade. This one I don't own because I remember they would put out these and then 51 shelf warmers.
Yeah.
And I'd always find the shelf warmers, never the ones I wanted. But there's Mara Jade and Luke, and then there's the other one I want, which is one of the more expensive ones, is Card and Thrawn.
Yes, I saw that one the other day. That comes with issue 1, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if they're random or if they actually came with, or if they're just comics.
I saw one online. It was Card and Thrawn, and it was issue 1. I don't know if that's all of them, but I found one online that was issue 1. I was thinking about ordering. It was actually a really good price too. That's those are really awesome. I've always considered it, but I wanted an issue 1 with Thrawn. That's been my holdback on that.
There's 2 out there that I want. There's the Battle of Mustafar 2-pack.
Yeah, that one's cool. Yeah.
That one I want, and then they did Anakin the Redeemed, the white armored Vader. That one I also really want.
I have seen that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That one's cool. I've seen that in quite a few shops too. That one in particular.
Yeah, the problem is they're just really pricey.
They are. It's definitely, as far as figures go, that those definitely fall on the more pricey side, for sure. But yeah, definitely awesome. Josh, so my next one though, you showed me at a shop. You told me about this being at a shop, and I'm glad you took me there, and it wasn't too bad in price either. But it's one of my favorite toys. It's the Heir of the Empire Luke, for the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm that they put out, and I'll show it off there as best I can.
I got one back there too.
Yeah, this thing is super neat. This is definitely one of the best toys that Lucasfilm has put out in recent time. I would say it's just, I mean, the artwork from the comic book itself on the front of the cover is fantastic. I think that is just, it's amazing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a great presentation.
Yeah.
And he gets the Issa Lamari.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does come with the Issa Lamari as well. It's up there. The lightsaber looks really cool. I mean, it's just the green, but I mean, it's a good design lightsaber for a toy. Like I love the detail in the hilts, and I like the darker green color almost that it kind of has. It's just very cool. You get a description of Luke in that comic on the side there, which is really, really neat. And all the artwork from the comic itself that they.
I want to track down the Mara Jade really bad.
Yeah, I know. The Mara is the last command though, right? It's not an actual Heir of the Empire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's last command, but and they also put in that stupid box that covers the blister.
Yeah.
You have to open it to see the figure, but it's the only Black Series of Mara Jade.
Yeah, I saw it at one of the conventions we were at, and I can't remember.
Yeah, it's easier to find, but whenever I'm looking for it, I don't find it.
Yeah, I saw it at one of our conventions, but it was definitely on the pricier side when I found it, because even I was considering it, but I think I'd already spent quite a bit that day at the convention on toys and just couldn't swing it. But it's definitely very cool. I do agree. I do like that Mara a lot. Anyway, I'm almost out of toys. What's your next one?
Down to my bottom two. So both of these items were two items that I had in childhood and I was very fond of, and I actually still have this. It's just not in the condition that this picture is going to be, but they came out before the movie. A Phantom Menace Darth Maul bicycle.
I had okay, sorry. So I didn't think that this was going to be the one you brought up, but yeah, here it is. A little commentary on how Josh got back and forth to school. This is the one I'm most curious about. So
yeah, like, that is the one I was curious about.
This is the one.
Yeah, it's on my garage. Yeah,
you still have it.
It's not in that condition anymore. The box is gone. The little plastic maul on the side's broken, and inside the wheel spokes were little paper Obi-Wan, Maul, and Qui-Gon. And so when you're riding the bike, it looked like they were fighting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Those are gone. Everything is gone. There's also a Darth Maul water bottle right there.
Oh, and
the little ship design was inside there. Yeah, I love this thing.
Fascinating.
This was a lunchbox. There was a lunchbox that clipped off. Yeah, I still have it.
Wow.
And there's that Darth Maul in the suit. Yeah, it's just not in that.
I pictured a little Josh on this thing, and it made me laugh for some reason.
Oh, dude, yeah, there was the Maul mania had me in a hole, dude.
That's hilarious. Did you actually ride this thing like back and forth to school? Like
not to school, but around the neighborhood.
I see. Okay.
Because I live too far to ride my bike to school.
Fair enough. Okay. I got you. It was a neighborhood bike. I don't know, something about the image of you on that made me laugh. And so I was like the most curious about this thing. I was like, I wonder if this is something he actually owned or just remembered seeing in the stores.
Yeah.
Like
it was actually my first bike too.
Gotcha. Because I didn't actually recall this very much, but I kind of remember seeing it in the stores. And like, yeah, I never got one for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. It just seeing that you listed it, I don't know. I got a kick out of it. What can I say?
It was very much one of those. My parents were like, oh, you should learn to ride a bike, and like we'll go to Walmart and you can pick out any bike you want. And then I saw that, I'm like, that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
I will tame that beast. I will learn to ride it. I'm fairly certain it's still in the garage. If I will update on that.
Yeah, you should.
I'll go in there and send a photo.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still there.
Yeah, you got to let me know about that. All right, so my last one is we're going to stick with Power of the Force, but this is a very unique one, very hard to find and custom made, and not a lot have been released out there, or you can't find these, very much, but it's my Han Solo Trooper Power of the Force custom, and I found this at a convention and just thought it was so cool. I don't see this a lot or ever.
You said custom?
It's custom, yeah. So somebody custom made it. But like I guess like the story goes, like somebody custom made this. He only made so many and gave them out to like a lot of toy stores still sell them, but like it's there's only so many out there, so it's like it's rare. Yeah, so this is a rare one. But I love the blue instead of the green. I also found that to be really unique with this one. Yeah, but yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that no, it doesn't go above the Thrawn Power of the Force for me necessarily, but the rarity of it kind of does in that way. You know what I mean? Where it's like I like the Thrawn figure better, but the rarity of the packaging is what I just love about this one. Usually Han Solo Power of the Force is yeah, anyway. Point being though,
that's crazy because like that is one that looks like they would have made of the line.
It does, doesn't it? It looks so good. The guy did such a good job on the custom work. You know what I mean? And the person that sold this to me really wanted to charge out the ass for it. Understandably so. I talked him down to a very, very, very fair price. Because he just couldn't get rid of it. So
okay. I have some history here for you.
Go ahead.
I did some Googling.
The more we know, the better. Yeah.
So that figure isn't a custom. It was a Fruit Loops mail away, but the packaging the guy made for it is what makes it custom.
I gotcha. Okay. See, there we go. That's interesting. Fruit Loops, huh?
Yeah. It was a Fruit Loops mailway exclusive in late 1995 through 1996.
Wow. I just fell in love with this more.
Yeah. So it's a Fruit Loops promotional, and then the guy just made his own packaging for it, which that's pretty cool.
That is awesome, yeah.
Because they would have mailed it in like a little baggie.
Yeah. Well, the shop owner, he was the one that was telling me it was a custom, and like he was saying, like he said he had a hard time selling this because of the detail, and he was just so happy with how well the guy did on the artwork, and it's like he really did.
Yeah.
It's
It's still technically kind of a custom. The packaging is.
The packaging is custom in the sense that it's but either way they're rare regardless. It's not something
really cool.
you're going to see all the time, and like I said, I was surprised I was able to get the guy down to a very, very fair price, like under 100 when he was over 100 initially. I actually talked to him, let's say, well under 100. I don't know how I pulled that off, but it was like the only way I was going to get it. And a lot of that was because upon seeing it, I wasn't sure the rarity of it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. Like, I just learned about the Fruit Loop part of it. But
actually,
yeah.
Does it have a gun?
It does. Yeah.
So, according to this, Han Stormtrooper helmet is removable. There are no weapons included with this figure, but it can hold a regular size blaster with both hands. So the guy even made a gun or added a gun to it.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. This one has the gun. Yep. And just I don't know. I love this thing. It looks great on display. I have it with some other Power of the Force figures, which also helps the display of it. But
that's pretty neat.
This is not coming out. You can already tell it's old when you look at it because there's a little bit of wear on the packaging, just slightly. Not bad. It's actually in pretty good condition for the most part. But one of my favorites for sure that I got at the convention. So. Josh, we're going with your final one, and I already know what it is. I know you love this thing. You talk about this thing all the time, but go ahead.
It was this is the oddball I thought you were talking about. So back in the day, there's this wonderful chair you could get that would inflate, and you could sit on Darth Maul's lap, essentially.
This thing right here.
And then one of the hands had a little cup holder. You could put your drink in there.
Oh, I see.
And movie night changed forever that day because Josh had his own Darth Maul recliner.
That's awesome.
Awesome. you read a movie at the Blockbuster. You have your dad spend 45 minutes inflating the chair as he's about to suffocate, and you would inflate it. You'd sit down. You would enjoy it, and then throughout the movie, it would just start sinking and sinking and sinking as it lost air.
You did. It's more about the memories than the quality of the thing, but it's
like that. It was so uncomfortable to sit in.
I'm sure it was horrible. Yeah,
but I loved it. I actually looked on eBay to see if I could find an in-packaged one.
Oh my god!
Curious.
Yeah, no, this I wasn't curious about because I've heard you talk about this thing multiple times, and I do remember this being a thing. Trust me, like this one, I remember this.
I can get one for $25.
I bet you could. I bet you could. When I actually make the room to have guests in studio here, I'm gonna use that for the second chair.
There's multiples. There's a Qui-Gon you could get. I think there's a Jar Jar too.
Oh wow.
I couldn't recommend those. Yeah, there's a Jar Jar. There's an R2. There's a Queen Amidala. There's C-3PO. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like there are several. I only have them all.
Oh my gosh. Yes, the joys of buying inflatable things that your parents had to blow up too is always a great memory.
It's crazy because I know Star Wars collectibles have shifted more towards adults, but where's these weird one-off things that we used to have?
Yeah, they don't really do it anymore. That's what stinks about walking in the toy aisle for looking for Star Wars things is we don't have those things anymore.
As a kid, you could go furniture shopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, here's this, dude. All right, hear me out.
Yeah.
Inflatable swimming pool land speeder floaty.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now they did come out with that drivable land speeder. My niece has that, and that thing was incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
I have, but I've never actually seen it in action. I guess, but I've seen
she was driving around it. I'm like, I would want that as a kid.
Yeah, no,
that is what I deserve.
Those are cool.
Not you.
Exactly.
I got allergic reaction from the plastic of the Darth Maul chair. What did you do to earn that?
Yeah, for sure. Any sort of honorable mention toys that kind of pop to your head? I mean, I was thinking of the like one of the ones I own is
Oh.
the KB toy and Neil. I don't own the Neil yet, but the Skeleton Crew stuff is pretty good so far. Yeah.
One of mine, because I actually wrote it on the list because it's been on my wall forever. Like I think if I moved it from the wall, the paint would be a different color.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the Johto Cast Kmart exclusive figure.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I loved about him is he was the Kmart exclusive Boba Fett because he was just a knockoff.
Oh, yeah.
And I got so excited in Mandalorian because I was like, oh my god, they were to introduce Johto Cast, and they never did, and I got very disappointed.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's one of my first like EU toys because I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah. I was also going to mention like all of my Luke figures. I all my Luke Power of the Force. I have a New Hope Power of the Force Luke. I have Heir of the Empire Power of the Force Luke. I have a Return of the Jedi Power of the Force with the orange card back and the hood, and Shadows of the Empire Luke Skywalker Power of the Force. So I have a bunch of Luke Power of the Force figures. My Palpatine was the first Power of the Force I bought like as an adult, so that one's always just special because of that. I also have like Anakin Power of the Force, but old Anakin, like old man Anakin. That one I always loved. Yeah,
I have a Power of the Force EU figure of Luke, and I'm trying to remember what it's called, but he's basically wearing like Vader's armor, and he has a gun and a red lightsaber. It's like I know they announced a hot toy for it not too long ago.
yeah.
I forget the name of that version of Luke. It's from the comics,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really cool looking. It's just like an evil version of Luke.
Yeah, I have it's not the newest one, but it like predates Disney. Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker. That I really love. Just because I found it for $5 somehow, which was crazy. Any toy store would have. It wasn't in a toy store. I found it at a flea market for $5. Any toy store would have charged out the ass for it. But it's a really nice Kenner. It's just filled with cigar smoke. Because whoever owned it was smoking because the actual like window where you can see the figure is yellow.
Well, actually, that may not be the case. Because I watched Toy Federation, and he talked about that plastic over time will automatically just start.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's not meant to last, so it may not have been that. It might just be yellowing because
I got you.
time.
I got you.
Because my Return of the Jedi Luke, it's starting to yellow a little bit.
Gotcha. So the rest of mine will match it eventually. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one of the ones. The Ahsoka Clone Wars Kenner is one of my favorites because I found it at a horror con. I just kind of like the story of that. Just finding that at a horror con. Not that horror cons are not known for selling Star Wars stuff, but
yeah,
that was like a really cool Star Wars thing I found at a horror con. That was Days of the Dead, by the way. That was the con I found Ahsoka. Not this year's, but a couple years back or whatever. The Whitwer, not Whitwer. It's Whitwer, but it's Star Killer. Yeah, that last one. I bought that at the last con we went to. The Star Killer Kenner figure. Just really cool card back to it. That's another honorable mention I could throw out there. I already mentioned the carbonized Mando Kenner. Yeah, all my Clone Wars ones. Well, actually, one I want to mention. The Attack of the Clones. It's Barriss Offee, but it's not from the Clone Wars line. It's the Attack of the Clones movie. Is the Barriss that I have. So I always loved that one. But yeah, I have a lot of Black Series ones. Yeah, Jucky's a cool figure. I didn't love that show, but that's a cool figure. Yeah, a lot of Black Series that I have. I just love the. Just really quick, since this is the toy episode, I will say this about the Black Series figures. I miss the old packaging with the red and the black.
It's basically back now, though, isn't it?
It's kind of back with some of them. The Skeleton Crew ones went yellow. I'm glad that they at least went back to actual rectangles, with the packaging, because it was like that weird slant thing for a little bit there. Yeah. I didn't love that. At least they're back to rectangles, but yeah, I wish that they did the red and the black more often. I mean, they have a lot more coming, but it's not exactly the same. I just wish they all matched, but it is what it is. So yeah, any more honorable mention toys?
I mean, not really. I mean,
anything that. sorry, I'd be remiss. Power of the Force. If I also didn't mention I have Obi-Wan Cantina fight from New Hope, and I have the Luke and Vader and Palpatine Death Star thing from Power of the Force. So from Return of the Jedi.
Don't you have a Hoth one?
Oh yes, I also have a Luke and a Wampa.
Yeah, that's what I thought you're gonna. That's what I'm after.
Yeah, I have that.
That's
one
what I thought you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I might. I don't want to get your hopes up. Never mind. I was to say I'm considering selling that one just because of room, but I don't want to get your hopes up because I haven't made that decision yet. But yeah, it's still such a cool figure. I don't know if I want to sell it right away. I probably not, just because it's one I had as a kid. Even though it's not really displayed right now, at least I want to keep it. So,
I mean, it's not like it's rare, or expensive.
No, and you could find them still. It's just yeah. Anyway, yeah, I like Old Man Luke, Old Man Han. I have both of those. I enjoy those figures very much. Black Series, I mean. Yeah. So you're good. No more honorable mentions you can think of.
I'm saying I'm good.
All right. Yeah. All right. Last one, just because I spotted it in the corner of my eye. My Dr. Africaner. That you don't find those.
Yeah, that's a good figure. That's a good figure.
I had to pick that up once I saw it in the shop. I was like, yeah, that is neat. All right, but yeah, a lot of Anakin Kenners, and yeah, pretty much all the Anakin Kenners I have now at this point. So, from every era, anyway. So, all right, well, guys, this has been a fun one, a little bit more concise than the last 2 weeks, but like Josh was saying, it's kind of what made this one a little bit better. We got a little
a little short and sweet too.
Yeah,
my throat doesn't hurt nearly as much.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, we thank you guys for joining. But yeah, we want to know some of your favorite Star Wars toys, whether it's from childhood, one you own now. I'm sure there's like some toys we don't know about that are like really cool that you guys might have, and we'd love to hear what your favorite Star Wars toys, collectibles, what have you are in the comments below. Let us know if you agreed with our picks of our favorites. I mean, again, it's all subjective, but which ones are the ones that we listed? Did you own? Do you own? Things of that nature. We do appreciate your guys' participation. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. A couple different incentives if you subscribe to those now or follow us on Apple and Spotify. It's the Dom Rambles podcast feed, but you will get these episodes early now on audio. So that's one incentive for following us over there. But also, we just, it's great for your car drive or whatever. You don't want to have the video up or whatnot, but, it's always free to check it out here on YouTube as well. If you like the video versions, we'll keep doing them. But before we get out of here, please like, subscribe, leave some feedback in the comment section, share us with your friends, hit the bell for notifications, do all that. I've been putting out a lot of movie reviews that, you guys should check out. So I just did Captain America Brave New World. So we hope you guys subscribe for more reviews moving forward. And Josh, anything you want to plug? You're just here, right? You don't have anything.
I'm just here.
All right. Well, that's been Josh. That is Josh.
I have officially been Josh.
That is Josh. My name is Dom, and we will talk to you guys later.